All right, as the Biden administration continues talks to revive the 2015 nuclear agreement with Iran, our closest allies in the Middle East, Israel, along with the United Arab Emirates, are asking for security guarantees if that deal is signed. Joining us now to discuss how Israel feels about the U.S. negotiating with its biggest adversary in the world, Israeli columnist and radio host and son of former Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Yair Netanyahu. Good to see you. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Thanks for staying up for us. What is the sentiment there in Israel about the Biden administration's nuclear talks with Iran right now?
Well, really bad. We feel like we've been thrown under the bus because this deal guarantees Iran having a nuclear weapon and can potentially lead to our country's annihilation. So it's not good news here.
Yair, when Trump was in office, he got Israel and the UAE to agree to the Abraham Accords, which was such a big historic deal. Now, the Biden administration, they can't even get the UAE and Saudi Arabia to talk to Biden on the phone. Does Israel trust the Biden administration to provide the security guarantees it's asking for if this deal is signed with Iran?
There is no such security guarantees. Once a crazy regime like Iran that is no different from ISIS or Al Qaeda have a nuclear capability, and they openly say that their goal with this nuclear weapon is to destroy Israel, is to annihilate Israel. What guarantees can we have? We're in the missile range. There's not many guarantees we can trust in such situation.
Yair, there's a report in Axios that the Biden administration is considering removing Iran's Revolutionary Guard from its terrorist blacklist in a separate deal. Now, Trump had designated them as a foreign terrorist organization. The State Department here says no decision has been made on that designation. But if it did go through with this, how do you think that would go over in Israel?
This is absolutely crazy. This is a terrorist organization that's responsible for countless of terrorist attacks throughout the Middle East, in Israel, and not just in Israel, also in America. I mean, this regime tried to assassinate John Bolton, who was the former secretary advisor of America, and potentially Mike Pompeo. They're crazy. And now the Biden administration lift all the sanctions off Iran and gives them hundreds of billions of dollars, that this is going to be translated to missiles on Israeli civilians and cities.
Israel's Prime Minister, Naftali Bennett, he's been working at playing mediator between Russia and Ukraine, it seems. He met with Putin on March 5th in Moscow. That was at the invitation of Putin. And just this week, he had a phone call with Putin to discuss Ukraine, and then shortly after actually met with President Zelensky as well on the phone. How is all this playing in Israel, Bennett trying to be this mediator?
Well, not so well, because Bennett is having only 4% of support in the Israeli public, according to latest polls. He wasn't elected to become a prime minister. He got it through a parliamentary trick. And he's dealing with that issue, which is a grave issue, but not for Israel. Israel is not a superpower. Israel is a small country that have an existential threat with Iran nuclear deal. And he's not dealing with that at all. He's dealing with the Russia-Ukraine conflict that is completely not connected to Israel whatsoever.
There have been reports that Israel has denied Ukraine's request for the Iron Dome's short-range interceptor, right? I know that Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, is expected to talk with the parliament there on Sunday. I got to expect that he's going to request that Iron Dome. Where do you think everything shakes out on that?
Well, again, unlike America, which is a superpower and can, deal with every global conflict around the world, Israel is a very tiny country. It's the size of New Jersey. And we have, Russia on our border with Syria. So it's very delicate matter for us. I think, this is the conflict in Ukraine is a matter for the United States, not for Israel.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, so what's your dad's take on this? Where does he kind of shake out on all this?
Well, he's very worried mostly with the Iran nuclear deal, again, because this is a crazy regime that openly calls for the destruction of Israel. And by the way, this is not just a problem for Israel. This is a problem for America too, because the Iranian regime are building intercontinental missiles that can reach to the eastern coast of the United States. And, once they get the nuclear weapons, who knows what they're going to do with it. So this is a grave concern for him, and I think should be grave concern for every American as well.
Is this the kind of issue, though, that he looks at as a platform for a comeback?
Well, according to latest polls, he's the most popular politician in Israel by far. His party enjoys in the polls around 35 seats out of 120 seats in the parliament, while Bennett's party is about 4 or 5 seats at most. So, in every latest poll, he's the next prime minister if there is election. An election can happen potentially in any given moment in Israel because it's a parliamentary system.